can never be you.
Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. I'm your host, Conrad Cushman, alongside the man in black, the one, the only Derek. I'm not gonna lie, Derek, we need you to cover that up next time. Oh, yeah. Not sponsored. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. We're normal. We're humans. Just don't let it happen again. But you didn't use the company credit card on that, right? All right, good. So, yeah, we're going to be talking a little AEW Dynamite for tonight. Do us a favor, share out everything, and please help us out. We greatly appreciate that. Rest in peace to Steve Mongo McMichael. I'm going to use a picture here from Hal Haney. Love his artwork. Make sure you guys go and support him. You guys can always get his artwork wherever it may be. But Steve Mongo McMichael, Derek, this is from back in our day. Mongo was a legend, man.
Yeah, he was.
Football too, like Chicago Bears. He was part of the championship team back in the day.
Yeah, he. You know what? Just his charisma, bro. His charisma was on point.
Bobby Heenan, I don't like you. I just remember him being on Nitro and doing the commentary with the little dog and all that. What was it, Pepe?
I think so.
I forgot what the dog's name was, but Mongo was funny, bro. If you go back and review, listen, I'm not gonna be the first one to come up here and tell you like name your favorite Mongo matches, Conrad. Don't even ask me that, bro. Mongo matches are a mess. I remember the Starrcade 97 match against Goldberg, and I was just like, what is this? They're just fumbling and stumbling around. He's had matches with Eddie Guerrero, and even those are a little clunky. But you know what?
Yeah.
Mongo wrestled like a football player.
He did.
Mongo was Mongo, and he brought entertainment every time. And he fit with the Horsemen. He had that attitude. Horsemen! But all love, RIP to Steve Mongo McMichael. Never forgotten. Thank you for your contributions to pro wrestling, and thank you for your contributions to football, man.
Yes, sir.
You'll be missed, so we'll dedicate this show to you. So all the fun being had is for you tonight, Mongo. Clown said it was mystical. The ice cream man rode down the street in the tank. I was so shocked. I thought I was wearing silk. Hopefully everyone's having a good evening. And nothing is making them say, oh. No. That had to be 96, right? 95, 96?
Still a little history here.
Make them say, No Limit, man. Silk the Shocker, man, did MVP's theme, too.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You told me that.
1, 2, you hear the clock ticking. Tick, tock, I'm about to stop missing. Appreciate you, Clown. Matt Lopez says, hello, everyone. Good evening. 97. Man, was it?
Yeah, 97.
There's no way. It felt like it was I'm showing my age here. I thought I was in 4th grade when that came out. Maybe no, that might have been big. Yeah, that was probably after. Yeah. That makes sense. Clown said RIP Mongo. Big Stoke. We're gonna talk about Big Stoke.
Don't play.
Elite Easy E says, hey yo. What's good, E?
Hey, yo.
Deanna says, hey, guys. What's up, Deanna? We had Master P. We need some West Texan rednecks. Instead, we got Goofy Dennis, the Menace, Captain Planet, looking ass Wheeler Yuta. Most hated man in, I almost said the Blackpool Combat Club, in the Death Riders. Getting tore up. Mongo, one of the original sports stars that transitioned from one sport to wrestling. Not the best, but great personality. Absolutely. Mongo was just entertainment. Eric says the tournament is perfect way to remind people how amazing Jamie Hayter is, and Stat is the female Hangman. When she wins the title, it's going to be one of those amazing moments that will always be remembered. Eric, I could not agree more with what you just said.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen.
We'll talk about that when we get to the main event tonight. In some way, Mongo was Money in the Bank. He literally was given a money full of cash to join the Horsemen. Hey, that's what they wanted, top quality. What up, fellas? RIP Mongo from T-Ferg. Didn't Master P show up in WCW back in the day? AEW always paying homage to WCW. Master P was involved with WCW. Oh, yeah. He was involved in that angle. That was the hootie hoo, and they were trying to get that over. And they had Big Swole.
Yes.
Big Swole. Honestly, yo, if you want like my recommendation, like 99 WCW, if you were like, what should I be watching? The tag division and the cruiserweight division. Go find you some Blitzkrieg. Go find you some Barry Windham and Kurt Hennig going up against like Dean Malenko and He Who We Shall Not Name. And stop doing that stop doing that to this man. But to me, that's what I would recommend people definitely check out. Feel free to, if you're ever looking to stream, check out StreamYard, get a $10 discount on me. All right. Probably helps us too. But most definitely, man, there's some good stuff during the bad times. It's just not as much.
Right.
And if I ever hear someone compare AEW to WCW 2000, y'all need to stop that. All right. I need to stop that. You're so funny, filthy few. You know what? Filthy that. Let's see you, bud. Yeah, Kidman Mysterio versus Dean Malenko. And yeah, good matches, bro. They had some good stuff back in the day, man. Before we get into Dynamite, man, I wanted to talk some news, Derek. We're probably not going to get your thoughts because you weren't here for WrestleMania Night 2. Derek was bullishing us. Getting into some of the news here, I'm trying to figure out where I want to start with things. We had mentioned Nick Wayne, new television champ. He went up against Michael Oku on Ring of Honor. Make sure you guys go back and check that out. Derek, the pro wrestling lines seem to have been drawn. I just want people to see the line that is drawn up here. These are the organizations that are connected with each other with the main ones. I'm not in here right now trying to turn this into what has happened, but AAA has been in some type of partnership deal agreement. I think more stuff will come out later about how that's set up and how it's going to work, but they're going to be all together here. Noah has a relationship with WWE, GCW, Marigold, TNA, Reality of Wrestling, and I'm sure there's going to be more along the way. Meanwhile, AEW has relationships currently with New Japan, MLW, Ring of Honor, which they own already, Stardom, Rev Pro, and CMLL. I don't think it's a good thing. And this goes for AEW too, for these bigger companies to buy up the little ones. I think I don't want just two places owning everything. No, I would like a plethora of places so people can go, people can grow, people can go do their own thing. I don't know how you feel about it. I'm going to give you a second, I guess, to just say that.
I would have to say I don't like the idea because when you have the bigger companies buy the smaller companies, it's no longer the smaller companies. You know what I mean? Like it's like baseball. The Buffalo Bisons are owned by the Blue Jays, basically.
Yeah. Well, that's farm systems.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what I think they want to use these as. What I see it at is that WWE is going to try and control territory. So they're bringing the territory system back, but instead of having independent owners, they're going to own it all.
Right.
And you filter up, and we'll take who we want when we want and make these moves.
Yeah. See, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I think you should have the smaller companies just to have difference. Because if you have the two bigger companies owning the smaller companies, some way, shape, or form, the bigger companies are going to have the stamp on the smaller companies.
And they control the talent pool. Yeah. And if the talent pool is dried up, and it takes away styles from pro wrestling.
Yes.
Like, I know some people probably don't like it, but there's a style in New Japan. There is a WWE style. There is an AEW style. AEW is more a mesh of like all around the world, and you kind of do what you do, but also there's styles. GCW even has their own style. NWA has their own style. It's a throwback. MLW, someone just mentioned in here. Yes, MLW was on the AEW side probably because of the lawsuit, is what I'm guessing. But they have worked together before, like with sharing things. Sir Quills is in the house. What up, Conrad, Derek, and chat? Your boy Sir Quills is back again to enjoy another AEW Dynamite review. Hashtag EPW. Hashtag Trash Dookie. Hashtag Doodoo Butter. Monopoly is no good for anyone. Look at 2001. It was just WWE and it sucked. Yeah, it's a little rough once that starts happening. The AAA thing was a knee jerk because of the CMLL AEW Arena Mexico show. This is Triple H NXT World Map thing. Yeah. Make them say, I love it. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. All right, so we got a special announcement from AEW. They had to announce some shows and some changes. So listen up if you were going to any of these shows. AEW Beach Break will feature a live broadcast of Dynamite and a special taping of Collision on Wednesday, May 14th at the Chicago Now Arena. Additionally, Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor has been rescheduled for Friday, July 11th at the Esports Stadium in Arlington during AEW All In Texas Week. ROH Death Before Dishonor will now take place on Friday, September 5th at the historic 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. So they did end up getting that. Collision, originally scheduled for Saturday, May 17th in Wichita, Kansas, has been canceled, and refunds are available at all original points of purchase. So I'm sure that's because of low ticket sales for the places. Yeah. I just saw an indie show have to cancel. If you guys can, go support your wrestling.
Yes.
All right? Don't spend all your money on some high-priced tickets for some doo-doo butter show and then realize you spent half a mortgage on some bad tickets and they didn't even deliver. You know what I mean? Or you thought someone was going to show up and then they say no, and then they're doing TV shows and telling you that that was all part of the plan. Get out of here.
Right.
So yes, so now Supercard of Honor now looks a little bit different. They have added a Texas logo. That'll be happening in Arlington, Texas. Let's rock and roll. I'm with it. Cool. Ring of Honor, we got to get them on the ball here. Something's got to happen with Ring of Honor eventually. And I think we need to focus on dedicating a roster to it and making things happen.
Yes.
Also, Death Before Dishonor has now moved back. So that's going to happen Friday, September 5th in Philadelphia, home of the cheesesteaks and Boys to Men. Philadelphia. Freeway. Disrespect. Yes, AAA being purchased by WWE, not a fan of it. I hear you. WWE style isn't going to work in Mexico, India, Puerto Rico. Those fans like their own stuff. Yeah. They did mention something about bringing back like traditional Lucha Libre. Traditional Lucha Libre is more CMLL. AAA is more like they were going against that. They were trying to do more like hardcore ECW type wrestling, even in the 90s. So
I'll teach his own, whichever one works best for you. But don't try to change what that company's got.
Love the idea of AEW in the ECW arena. I hope ECW tributes are better than what NXT pulled off. Conrad, stay taking shots at nose, man. Hey, don't make it easy, bro. That's all I can say. Want more MLW, AEW collabs. Doesn't MJF have a faction in MLW? He did. But that was one of the loopholes that they had got around with that. But that was the news. I wanted to just bring that to you guys, bring it here. We've got Dynamite tonight. Fantastic lineup that they had for us. We were going through and putting together the card. Tony Khan, kept me waiting on needles basically until the last minute to give me the card, but I was able to scoop these up probably like an hour before the show started. This is our card. This was our lineup, and I've got notes. Let's talk, and you guys just tell me what you think, man.
Let's do it.
Master P, hip-hop legend. Master P was on Dynamite. Tony Schiavone introduces him. He comes out to make him say, Cody probably wishes he was here now. He could have probably got that shirt.
Yes, sir.
Master P introduces the Ops, the new Trios champions. This leads to an attack from the Death Riders who come out. John Moxley. I'm not going to lie, I got choked out again, bro. John, you got to leave Samoa Joe alone, brother.
Right.
It ain't working, fam. Joe locked in the Coquina clutch. Master P even took a couple cheap shots. Here come the Young Bucks with Okada, and they make the save for the Death Riders before they could even have words. Marina Shafir pulled Moxley out, and then Swerve's music hits. Here comes Swerve Strickland. The Elite are out. They run through the crowd and hightail it out. Or no, they try to go up the ramp first. Kenny Omega's theme hits. Omega's coming out with a chair. He's chair in hand. They go through the crowd that way. They're building up to whatever this big match is going to be at Double or Nothing, in my opinion.
I think it'll be good.
We'll see. We'll see. I know they're probably going to end up doing another one of those arena matches. Got to come up with some new stuff here, so it'll be interesting, like I said, to see what they do. Hopefully, no one's getting suplexed on cactuses or something. They come out. Joe gets the mic one more time, and he says that Jon Moxley, I think it's time for me to take my AEW World Championship back. So Samoa Joe puts out the challenge for the world title.
Let's go. Let's see what the future holds on that.
Yes. Here I am to save the day. Going through that, Deanna says a stampede. I could see it, or Anarchy in the Arena. Anarchy in the Arena might be more appropriate though, because the stampede I feel like was for Jacksonville only. I feel like if they do that show in Jacksonville, they might do one of those again.
They might.
You don't have to do the Anarchy in the Arena either. I don't want them to feel like they have to do that. Like,
right.
Oh, it's double or nothing. We got to do this match. Don't fall into that trap.
No.
Tony Khan, where's my bag? Brother, if you get one, let me know, because I need one too.
Right.
Travis Scott needs to learn how to throw a punch like Master P. Master P was throwing them gutters. Swerve gave Joe a look when he said my AEW title. That is facts. Same thing, different name. True. Wait, Supercard in Arlington. Well, there goes another opportunity for Athena to be dethroned. It could still happen. They got TV shows too. Make those feel important as well. I think that's the main thing Ring of Honor is missing, is make those TV shows feel more important.
Yeah, the small things count. You got to make those count.
And I'm glad you mentioned Ring of Honor, because that was our next thing. Renee backstage with the Patriarchy, with the new Ring of Honor television champion, the youngest champion in AEW history, Nick Wayne. He's there with Christian Cage. They're celebrating, and Christian was about to take the title from him. He calls him his prodigy, and Nick Wayne says, see what happens when you actually do what you say the plan is going to be. And Christian took a little offense to it, and he said, I celebrated with your mother all night after you won that championship. Let you guys use your imagination as to what happened with that.
Oh, God.
And Christian gave him the title, basically said he's proud of him, and he said that he loves his family. Something's happening here. Peep game. Taz provides an update on Hook, says he's recovering. He says he'll be back, and when he gets back, he knows what he has to do. So that is what's going on with them. I would do Blood or Guts at Double or Nothing. Blood and Guts, you just got to have the right teams and the right timing for that too. Yellow flag on Christian. Keep him in the game. We get to our first matchup here. It was Mark Briscoe versus Ricochet. Shout out to my man, Professor Nick Harrison, in the crowd. I saw Sean Ross Sapp. There was some bald slander going on X and on all the social medias for Fightful. No bald slander. All right.
Gotta be nice to the bald.
Yo, shut up, Derek. Anyway, Ricochet, he landed an explosive springboard 450 this one. Mark was able to get a reversal and hit a flash pin on Ricochet. Got the quick dub, bro. I was shocked by that. Ricochet grabbed a chair after, beat him down. Scissors were about to be taken to the dome, but Kevin Knight chased off Ricochet, making the save. Mm-hmm. Derek, what'd you think? Briscoe gets the win. I was surprised.
You know what? I was surprised too. I was expecting Ricochet to move on, but I'm not mad at this though either. This was a really good match. It's always nice to see. I keep saying it's always nice to see a pin that didn't involve a finisher.
Yeah. I think that's key to keeping them surprising, and it keeps you like wondering if, we know like the cutthroat driver, the J Driller, but if you hit a pile driver, it could be over here. It could be from the figure four. You might tap out. That was one of the things I appreciated when Cody was in AEW.
Right.
Kevin Knight gave him the spot for making the save. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good result.
Yeah, fun match. Matt says, I agree with that. I don't understand the bald hate. A lot of people bald once they get older. They'll find out, Eric. They'll find out. Once that hair's thinning, I'm going to remember all this slander I see on Twitter. Half those cowards don't even put their faces on there.
This is true.
Cowards. I'm proud of my bald head. You just got to embrace it. I was just talking to the barber shop where they did it, man. I was like, I just remember coming in that day. I was like, yo, it's over, bro. Cut it all off. It's over. we're getting too close. We might as well just embrace it. That's the easiest way to go. If you're ever in that predicament, holla at your boy.
Right.
We get FTR, man. They come out, and FTR you would think comes out first, but it's not. It's Stokely Hathaway.
Stokes.
He's back.
Let's go.
And I'm so happy that Stokely's back. Derek, do you remember when we were talking about Private Party, and this is right before they won the tag titles? There was that vignette with Stokely.
Yep.
Do you remember what match Stokely was watching?
Oh, God. It was
Ring of Honor match, actually. Dog collar match. FTR versus the Briscoes.
Yes.
If this was the plan, very well done.
Yeah.
Very well placed.
You know what? I think it was. I'm willing to bet that it was.
If it was, Brother Kush is not mad at it. Let them build upon this, and that was a nice little Easter egg. But Stokely came back. He's in the tracksuit. He's rocking with FTR. Now, they call into the ring someone who they showed earlier in the night. I didn't mention it, but they showed them earlier. It was the Rock and Roll Express. Mm-hmm. These guys were real popular back in the day. Dax is cutting them off anytime he asks him a question. He said, "You look like you're 108 years old." And he's walking around pulling the mic, and then Ricky Morton eventually takes the mic. "Hey, you don't do that to me." And Stokely said, "Hey, look, guys, look, calm down." And he showed him the new shirt, and it says FTR Living Legend Killers.
Yes.
And out of nowhere, bro, they spike pile drove Ricky Morton so fast, bro. Yo, brother got cooked, bro.
Yes, they both got the beat and put on them. But I like the direction that it's going so far.
FTR feels so much better as heels. I'm going to say that every week until I don't feel like saying it anymore. And then putting them with Stokely, I think this works. And I was talking to my good friend Ray Thompson on the Facebook group. Go join if you guys haven't. He put it up. The socials in there before. Derek, I think that we could see a reforming of a group. The Pinnacle.
Yeah.
With Stokely as the manager, taking the place of Tully, and you put MJF back with FTR.
Yes.
It could work.
It could. It definitely could.
Now, I don't know if they're willing to do that this time around, but I'm willing to listen.
I want to say that one's going to be difficult. It's going to be very close as to whether they yeah. I don't know, man. That
wait and see, but that's Conrad's early prediction right now. Yeah. I could be totally wrong about this. I've been wrong about many of other things. I'm happy they found Stokely, man. Let me see here. Loving the heel Ricochet run. I didn't think about Ricochet versus Kevin Knight. That should be a good feud. Absolutely.
Oh, that'd be really good feud.
Yeah, they've got time. Happy they found Stokely. FTR match. Queen of the Indies. Make sure you check out her interview. She just interviewed Spike today on the channel. It was actually a really good interview. We were talking Lucha Underground. You don't know what's going to come up in there. Crowbars, all types of stuff. So go check out Tiff's interview, man. Much love. Ricky Morton ate that pile driver for sure. Leave my man alone. Ricky is old. I think Private Party needs Stoke more. I agree with that, but I don't know what's the next move here for Private Party. Not sure what they're going to do with them. Yes, please no more fake horseman groups. Y'all ready for the draft tomorrow night? Oh yeah. Yo, stop doing the horseman, Derek. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a shout out to Dustin Rhodes.
Nah. Not today.
And arguably a match that you Yo, wild. Derek is wild tonight. A match that you could argue might be match of the night, bro. Listen, you're about to hear something crazy. For two people who probably don't like the Young Bucks, I give the Young Bucks a lot of crap. I'm gonna say this. This was their best match in a minute.
It has been. You know what? Y'all know I haven't been on the bandwagon for them for quite some time. But tonight I was willing to put that aside. And I put it aside just for the type of match that they had tonight. Tonight was the best match I've seen them in a very, very long time. I thoroughly appreciated this whole entire match.
I love the moonsaults, the flips, everything that they did in this. I like that it was Speedball and Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight and Speedball made a hell of a tag team, bro. If you ever needed like a makeshift tag team to be like
put them together,
you could do something with that. But I don't think they want to fully be together. But there's something there, though. If you were like, I'm thinking about it, there's something there. I'm just saying, something light. We got the usual stuff from Speedball. He hit his big kicks. There was a spinning super kick with Nick Jackson and Speedball Mike Bailey. Bro, when I say to perfection timed, perfect.
Bro, that I guess you could say sequence. That whole sequence there with the kicks and then the kip ups and then the kicks again.
It felt like Ring of Honor Young Bucks.
Oh my god, bro. That was spot on. And then you have two young people in Knight and Speedball. Dude.
Now, see, hold on here. You're wrong, Matt. I do have notes for the tag match. I'm reading them off now. Very few.
Yes.
Not as many as like some of those other crazy one-on-one matches, but I do have notes. I've been trying to take less notes and just give more of my feelings with stuff too. Knight hits the twisting 5-star frog splash. He gets broken up. Speedball got caught on the outside, bro, doing a moonsault into a Meltzer driver off of the guardrail. I need to fight forever too. I'm tired of talking. I don't know who's got to make this happen. I need it, or I need an update to my game. Tony, holla at your boy. Let's make something happen.
You know what? Give us a second game. So I think we deserve that. I think we deserve a second game.
I just want to do all the crazy stuff, man. Bucks versus 2 live action cartoons, match of the night. Down the line, you could run that team back, no issues for sure. Night speed. This is the Young Bucks I need. I'll take it, man. Put them in the New Japan World Tag League and put them in the Crockett Cup. NWA got to want to work with them too. This show has a lot of tag team wrestling and promo segments. AEW can deliver on tag wrestling when they want to. That's been my issue with them for like the last year and a half, I want to say. Yes. Maybe 2 years. Like, y'all got great tag teams. You just got to put them together.
Yes.
So they do.
And too many of them that are together but not together.
Yeah, or they dip in and out of their trios.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Too much of that. Just make some real tag teams.
Speedball gets caught with that Meltzer driver. Knight's in the ring. He's getting out of stuff. Derek thought he had it won after he gets out with a double DDT. Ricochet grabs his ankle. What a hater. What a Ricochet, you geek. We laughed when he ran away before. The intern yelled, Ricochet's running like a toddler. And I was like, what does that mean? What? And then I know it's from a YouTube Kids video, but I was just dying laughing. So Ricochet grabs his foot, ends up costing him, and this allows him to hesitate. He ends up getting caught. EVP, double knee, game over. 1, 2, 3, Bucks win. Yes. And after the match, Ricochet made sure he knew he did it. Like, he was all in his face, like, aha! Doing all that stupid crap. So this looks like it's a feud happening.
Yeah. A feud that is welcomed.
Yo, chill, E. NWA got a choice. For sure, man. For sure. So after that, man, we get Renee with Timeless Tony Storm. There's a TCM Film Festival that will feature Tony Storm for those who wanted to do their thing with that. Storm requests an eliminator match for Collision, and Queen Aminata steps up to the plate for that.
Oh, my God.
Yo, Queen Aminata needs to get something. So, dude, there's another women's championship coming to Ring of Honor. They're having the Pure Championship, which is for technical wrestling. But, I'm going to be remiss. I think we need women's tag team titles in this company. That's something for Deanna and Taya Valkyrie to do.
Yes.
You could do that. And I think they have great tag team matches. But listen, women getting more opportunity on the show, I'm not going to complain too much. So I'll let it rock. Do what you're going to do. Next up, Derek. Hubs was good. Tag team partner on Mondays, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time. Join us for Clash of the Podcast when we talk pro wrestling.
My guy Hubs.
See, women's tag is needed. I concur with that. I concur. We get to the Hurt Syndicate tonight.
We hurt people. We hurt people.
They gotta chill, bro. They're out here tonight, and MJF pulls up in a car. I don't know if it was a Hellcat. I don't remember what it was.
Nah, I think it was Ferrari.
Ferrari, it don't matter. MJF pulls up in a fancy car, and he comes out. Shelton Benjamin gives him the thumbs up, reminds him that it wasn't just for MVP gives the thumbs up as usual. Right. Shelton finally gives the thumbs up.
Yes.
And he
Bob is still being the stubborn one.
Bob's like, nah, I'm not feeling. He was like, look, man, we can go see the car. And he was like, before you vote, let's look at the car. He was like, all right, I'll look at the car.
Right.
He gets in the car backstage. They walk all the way back there. They cut to a segment, introduce some other things. He's like, this is the car, bro. He gets in, he sits in, he's like, wait, before you pull off, Bob, I need to know. Thumbs up or thumbs down? And he basically said he could get the car if he gives him a thumbs up.
Right.
He's in the car already, started up, and he gives him the thumbs down and pulls off, bro. Yo, Bobby Lashley, like, he better make sure you hold on to that wheel, bro, before you floor it. They end up flooring it out of there, and MVP reminds him, be patient.
Yes.
All right, take your time with this. So will they wind up together? I don't know what the end game is here with this, but I'm intrigued by this. I think it's going to be MJF and FTR reform like a little group, or maybe he brings in the Dynasty from MLW. Those are the only two things I could see it being.
Yeah. It's tough to imagine anything else outside of what you named. Not to say that it's not possible to do, but yeah, I think it's done after that.
Yeah. Women's tag is needed. Women's tag belt sounds like a good idea. It's AEW, so maybe they won't screw it up how WWE has. I think you got to wait until you get rid of that Continental title. Mm-hmm. If they do what I think they're going to do at All In and you're merging those belts, then I'm like, okay, maybe you could do one more belt. I don't know. But you don't want Ring of Honor to become oversaturated with championships either. Right. But Ring of Honor needs storylines, and I think they need someone separate running it other than Tony. Not that Tony can't be involved. He can oversee, but I think Tony needs to step away from that and let someone else run it, or he runs it from afar and just gives the orders for someone to carry it out.
Right.
We hurt people and take your car. MJF with those ugly-ass shoes. I've seen better church shoes. What were those shoes he had on, Derek? I can't help myself. The dudes are singing all the old school songs. Bobby Lashley knows eventually MJF will double cross him. Lashley is the only smart one at this point. Well, you only need one guy to be smart, and yeah, they're probably going to turn on him. It's all good.
I can't help myself.
I thought Stokely or Big Show was running ROH. No. I think they've moved past that, Eric.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Will in a long time.
Thank God.
Why you hating, Derek? Why you hating, bro?
Why was that good?
Renee gets ready to interview Hangman Page, and he's going off about Kyle Fletcher in the semifinals. He's got his match with him next week until MJF runs up to him, and they start trading insults. I don't get what your plan is, MJF. He's like, of course you don't get it. You're an idiot. And I was just like, geez, Louise. It was Zach Morris and AC Slater just going at it with the barbs, like boom, 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 back and forth.
Oh,
and Hangman gets mad, and then he was like, "You're gonna choke on it." And then he was like, "I got something for you to choke on." I was just like, "Hey, yo, what is going on here?" So they revisited MJF and Hangman for a reason.
Yes.
I don't know why. I think it's something down the line, but
there is, if I'm correct, which I may not be, and I'm not going to say that I'm always correct because I'm not. But rehashing this, well, not even like rehashing, just kind of like pausing the feud between these two, and then getting it back together.
Smart.
Let's bring back in a fresh moment again.
It allows you to run matches back too.
Yes.
Once it's time, so you don't run them into the ground. Tony should let Danielson book ROH. Apparently, he's office now. I don't know if that. See, the problem is you don't know who's a good booker anymore. Yeah. It's not like the old days where it's like, well, he ran so and so, and you could look at their work. Now you're like, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. I think you need to keep ROH's old identity, but you got to find a way to keep it fresh as well. Yeah. Let Danielson and Daniels run it. Maybe they could do something like that for them. Like I said, next week it'll be Kyle Fletcher, Hangman Page in the semifinals. Wednesday, May 14th in Chicago, Illinois. Why do we keep going to cold ass places for beach break?
Like Chicago.
Jon Moxley, Samoa Joe, world titles on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Swerve Strickland will take on Blake Christian.
Mm-hmm.
This was added to Collision. Playoff Palooza. If Tony Khan steals any more ECW names and makes them work, goodness, this guy he's got it down.
Yes.
We also are going to have a Ring of Honor title match added to Collision. Bandito versus Draglistico. It's there.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Next up, we had ourselves a tag match. Banger. It is Konosuke Takeshita, Josh Alexander taking on Will Ospreay and Brody King. Fantastic match, man. Will Ospreay ends up miscalculating a springboard at the end here. Double team takedown for the maneuver here. Matt, you would be right this time if you said I didn't have too many notes on this one. Brody King is left all alone again. We followed the same trope that we did in the beginning tag match.
Yep.
And a beatdown happens right there with Brody King. 2-on-1. The entire Don Callis family ends up beating him down. They did let Josh get the win. I told Derek it was very, very important for Josh Alexander to get the victory.
Yes. It had to happen. It just had to happen.
Yeah, that's why he ended up hitting that pile driver, and that's what needed to go on for that victory to happen.
Right.
Afterwards, Don Callis' family gets beat down. Hangman's coming out, and then he got jumped by Roppongi Vice. Trent Beretta. Rocky, you son of a pup.
Right.
How could you?
The things they do.
I'm glad Roppongi Vice is back together, though. For those New Japan fans, if you know, you know.
Yes.
Let's see here. T-Ferg says, bring in another member of the Hurt Syndicate. Lashley should be a singles wrestler. He carries himself like he could be the face of the company. Lashley's on limited time, though, so you got to remember that, too. So whatever you do with him, he can be by himself, but
it's limited time.
Matt says, Brody Ospreay dynamic was funny. It was good. Cray says, I understand why TK is running everything. I wouldn't trust anyone. You got a good point, Cray. I get it, too. All they'll want to do is build their resume and then go back to WWE, Regal, Mark Henry, etc. Right. Yeah. So it makes sense. You're not wrong in that stance. And it's not wrong for him to want to run it. He's paying for it. Like, come on, bro.
Right.
I didn't know I needed Takeshita and Alexander as a team. Takeshita can team with anybody and it'll be fire. So he won with the C4 spike. Yep. Well, it kind of looks like a pile driver, truthfully. I think he couldn't get Brody's arms back. I don't know if there's an injury or what, but they got him up, though. Don Callis is the modern-day version of the Dangerous Alliance. The Callis family is about the size of the Gambino crime family. Yeah. Oh, so they got the win. Will Ospreay took a loss here. Mark that one down.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're getting ready to move on to the main event. But before we do, we are over here. We know Jamie Statlander is left on the left side. Mercedes has defeated Athena and Julia Hart. She's in the finals. Winner will face Mercedes Moné at Double or Nothing. Who will it be? We don't know yet. And I mentioned last week we still have Hangman and Kyle Fletcher for the semis, and Will Ospreay is already set for the finals. Matches are happening, man.
Let's go.
So get ready for Double or Nothing. If you don't have it, Sunday, May 25th, Glendale, Arizona. Derek's trying to get me to go there. I told him no. But graphics look cool. Let's talk about this main event.
That'd be way too hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what's out there. Only person I know that's out there is my boy Phil. My boy Ice. So the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament Semifinal. Jamie Hayter, Kris Statlander. I think I echo the sentiments of Eric in the chat. I loved this match. It was so much fun.
It was. Great to see these two wrestling, but also great to see Jamie Hayter back.
Yeah.
Wrestling like full time again.
Just back in full swing, it feels like now.
Yeah, it doesn't look like she was out at all.
No.
Doesn't look like she was out at all. She put her best foot forward and has done marvelous since then.
When someone introduced me to Stardom a few years ago, Jamie Hayter was one of the performers that I was like, she's amazing. I like her. Shout out to JPQ. So Jamie Hayter was on the outside. Statlander went to do a moonsault there. She ate shit, bro.
Yeah, she did.
It was bad. Like, she just moved. Statlander goes down. Hayter ended up getting caught in the ring. 450 splash from Statlander. I thought that could have been it. It wasn't. There was a big lariat off of the rope. She pulled her down and caught her. Hits another big lariat for the win. Dude, Jamie Hayter is going to the finals to meet Mercedes Moné. I'm calling it now. Early prediction. Jamie Hayter wins this. I think it's Jamie Hayter.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you on that because I think it's time for Mercedes to lose a title.
She's not. No titles are on the line.
Oh.
This is just for who gets to face Toni Storm.
That's right. That's right. So I would say this is probably like bragging rights.
But I don't think you're wrong in what you said either. I just don't think it's her.
Right.
You either have to go with Statlander or Athena, I think, for All In. Right. Or a triple threat. No. I wouldn't be mad at that.
I am.
No, I think that they'll help each other out. So that way Mercedes can do a crazy spot. You could rest. Like, hey, yo, chill out for a second over here. You can't be getting power bombed all crazily.
True, yeah.
And it'll add some unpredictability to the match, I think.
It will. You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It will.
Yeah. Hayter versus Statlander was great. I needed more of this. Absolutely. When Statlander gets her hands on that title, it's going to be so special. She's the female. Maybe Hangman's the male Statlander.
Yeah.
Eric? But I'm not mad at it. That thud Statlander made was sick. Yeah, that sounded horrible. Hayter was my pick from the beginning. Matt, I'm right there with you, bro. I told people, honestly, I'm more shocked that Mercedes beat Athena. I thought they were going to have a draw, and you drag this thing out. Mm-hmm. But to me, you could still end up doing Supercard of Honor where maybe it is Athena versus Mercedes. Maybe you go back to Billy again.
Right.
Athena's still carrying that record, man. But tonight's Dynamite, Derek, what did you think overall, man? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
I think it's a thumbs up. Definitely, tag team match was the best match of the night.
Chad, let me know how you guys felt about it, man. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know how you were feeling about the show. Deanna already put the thumbs up in there. Big shout out to Hubs. Just put his link in there as well. Yeah, no complaints really too much about it. I thought it was another solid episode of Dynamite. Matt said, great Dynamite. Feels like AEW is gaining momentum. Yeah. I just hope people start buying the tickets again, but it's going to be hard to buy the tickets if your pockets are getting drained. So,
right, yeah.
Watch what you're supporting. Watch what you're doing.
Pick and choose what really fits your criteria.
Your needs of what is pro wrestling.
Yeah, Ashley.
What do we got lined up here on Collision? I do have some graphics. Playoff Palooza. I love the graphics here. Immediately following the NBA playoffs on Coast to Coast, we are going to get Crew in a tornado tag match with Top Flight. This feud has been building for quite some time. If that Ring of Honor pay-per-view was happening, I believe that this would be one of the featured tag team matches on it. But here we are now. I love that these guys are all tag teams. I think it's a positive note for all involved. Yeah. FTR are going to be placed into a tag match going up against Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, who did make the save earlier. I forgot to mention that. The Paragon came out and made the save. So that's Adam Cole and his former Undisputed homies. They stopped FTR. So plan on another banger tag match. The tag hits keep rolling in.
Yes.
And what I think will probably end up main eventing the show, Timeless Toni Storm taking on Queen Aminata. I love that she's getting this shine. Queen Aminata is a future champion in this company. Mark my words. I could feel it.
That she is. Can't debate or dispute that.
Love Queen Aminata. Matt giving it 2 thumbs up. Collision is looking more fire, more great tag team wrestling. Good show, T-Ferg said. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Tell your friends, man. Tell your friends. People can make all the comments they want. Oh, it doesn't sound as loud like it used to in the AEW arenas. Give it time, brother. Yeah. Give it time. Let them catch on fire again. I like what they're doing, though, right now. They're rebuilding. They're getting their roster together, adding up some people. Maybe it's time for them to take a look at their roster and see who fits, who needs to stay, and who doesn't.
Right.
But keep it going. I know that they're trying to do some cost measures with those back-to-backs like Dynamite and Collision tapings. I see there's some 4-hour blocks coming up for like that AEW blockbuster.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. And I mentioned that before, but Swerve versus Blake Christian, they didn't have a graphic, of course. So I couldn't get that one up in time. I was copying these when it was happening. But we still have some other shows. We got Forbidden Door, London, still happening in the O2. So we got that for August 24th. That should be fun. And we also still have Grand Slam Mexico, Wednesday, June 18th from Arena Mexico, which is owned by CMLL. I'm looking forward to this show. It should be massive, massive fun. And you still got New Japan Resurgence. Go out there, support this show that's coming up in May as well. Like I said, find whatever floats your boat. And we know all in Texas, they're going to have a lot of shows coming up for this. Show love. Appreciate it. That's all I can say.
That's it.
That's it. We're going to get out of here early, man. It's been a hell of a week, man. WrestleMania weekend. I'm tired. I'm wrestled out. I enjoyed my Spark. I enjoyed my Stardom. I had 2 Stardom shows that I got through. I made it. I did not finish all of the Spark show, but I did start it. I just watched Heretic on Max. Go watch that movie if you guys are into movies. Yeah, wild.
Watch The Last of Us if you haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, or play the game.
If you haven't played the game, definitely go watch it. If you have played the game, nostalgia reasons.
It's still PlayStation only, right, for that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, Last of Us, one of the best like video games like to play. I really enjoyed that. That's one of my favorites. I'm just trying to think of anything else that's cool that's happening in the world, man. Got Collision coming up. You got SmackDown on Friday. Enjoy yourself some pro wrestling this week, man.
Yeah.
You know, if you're hating what you're watching, turn it off. Go do something else.
Yeah. Find something else to do or find another program to watch.
Mongo, you will be missed, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for all your contributions to the world of pro wrestling. Hal Haney, please go make sure you support that artist as well. Support UPW as well. I know he'll be in that game. Thanks, everyone, for that. Shout out to Wrestling News, Fightful, everywhere where we get sources. I know that we usually yell about them. Wrestle Purists post good stuff, too, where I'll often use the clips for. I appreciate all of you. For myself and the man they call Derek, we are out for this Dynamite review. We will be back next week with another one, and we also have Beach Break coming up. A lot of stuff to look forward to. Support AEW if that's your thing and that's what you like. We are out, and we will see you all on the next one.